Money habits that makes you a millionaire. Hey everyone, welcome back to Hank 5 Talk. I'm Finn, and today we're diving deep into a topic that could absolutely transform your financial future. We're talking about money habits that make you a millionaire. Now listen, becoming a millionaire sounds like a huge, distant goal. For some, it might even sound impossible, but here's the truth. You don't have to invent the next big app, or win the lottery, or get insanely lucky to build wealth. What you do need is discipline. You need consistency. And most of all, you need the right money habits. And when you look at the habits of self-made millionaires, you'll see patterns. They're not flashy, they're not complicated, but they're effective. So today I'm sharing 5 powerful money habits backed by data, real-world examples, and proven results. And I'll even sprinkle in some bonus habits along the way, because why stop at 5? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you need to do to build your own millionaire blueprint. So grab a notebook because you're going to want to take notes. Let's jump in. Habit number 1, live below your means and budget religiously. I get it, this isn't the sexiest advice. Nobody's bragging on Instagram about how they skipped Starbucks this week. But this right here, this is the bedrock of wealth. There's a classic book called The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley and William Danko. They studied millionaires across the US, and you know what they found? The average millionaire drives a used car, lives in a regular house in a middle-class neighborhood, and they don't care about keeping up with the Joneses because they understand one thing. It's not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. Even if you make $200,000 a year, if you're spending $195,000 of it, you're not building wealth, you're just treading water. Ramsey Solutions ran a study on over 10,000 millionaires. 79% were self-made, and almost all of them, they budgeted religiously, not just mental math. I'm talking tracking every dollar. Groceries, gas, entertainment, all of it. 94% of self-made millionaires save at least 20% of their income. That's from Central Wealth. Let me give you some real math here. Say you make $75,000 a year. Save 20%, that's $15,000 a year. If you invest that annually, growing at a 7% return, after 30 years, you'll have over $1.5 million. That's the power of consistency. And it all starts with living on less than you make. So ask yourself, where can you cut back? What expenses can you trim? And no, it's not about deprivation. It's about prioritizing your future freedom over temporary pleasures. Because once you control your spending, you control your future. Habit number 2, automate your savings and invest consistently. Honestly, this is a game changer. Automate your savings and investments. Because let's be real, we're all human. We get busy. We forget. We make excuses. But when you automate it, there's no willpower involved. It just happens. It's like setting your finances on autopilot. A Time magazine piece on millionaire habits highlighted that the wealthy automate everything from savings to investments to bill payments. Why? Because they don't rely on remembering to save. It's built into their system. So set up a direct deposit to your 401k or equivalent retirement account, an automatic transfer to your Roth IRA or brokerage account, even a recurring payment into a high-yield savings account for your emergency fund. Let me break it down with an example. You earn $5,000 a month. You automate 10% to your 401k, which is $500, 5% to a Roth IRA, which is $250, 5% to a brokerage account, which is another $250. That's $1,000 a month being invested before you even touch the money. And when you automate, you're investing consistently every month, regardless of market up and down. That's called dollar cost averaging, and it's one of the most reliable ways to build wealth over time. In fact, Fidelity analyzed accounts with over $1 million in 401k. Their owners contributed on average 14% of their salary year after year, and they never tried to time the market. That's the formula. Being consistent is more important than trying to perfectly time the market. Set it, forget it. Let it grow. Habit number 3, delay gratification and avoid impulse spending. This one is more psychological. You've probably heard of the Stanford marshmallow experiment, right? A bunch of kids given a marshmallow. If they waited, they'd get 2. Decades later, those who waited, they had better jobs, higher incomes, even healthier relationships. Now let's apply that to money. Millionaires are really good at saying, oh, I could buy this now, but I'll wait. They don't chase every new iPhone, luxury brand, or latest gadget. Instead, they ask, does this align with my financial goals, or is this just a dopamine hit? One strategy that works, the 48-hour rule. See something you want? Wait 48 hours. If you still want it, fine. But most of the time, the impulse fades. I've tried this myself, and I can't tell you how many times I thought, wow, I almost spent $300 on something I don't even care about anymore. And here's some data. Medium reports that the rich consume less junk food. They cap it at about 300 calories per day. It's about discipline in all areas because it spills over. So next time you want to splurge, just ask yourself, is this an investment in my future or just a fleeting want? That question alone can save you thousands over time. Habit number 4, commit to lifelong learning and take smart risks. Millionaires don't stop learning after school. They read, they study markets, they stay curious. Thomas Stanley's follow-up book, The Millionaire Mind, revealed that millionaires avoid consumer debt, stick to investments they understand, and stay educated on financial trends. In fact, 88% of millionaires read daily. 85% read 2 or more books per month. Now, what are they reading? Not just fiction or fluff, but books on finance, investing, mindset, leadership. Because here's the thing, the more you know, the less risky smart investments feel. When you're educated, you're not gambling. You're making informed decisions, and it's not just stocks. Millionaires invest in broad index funds, real estate, small businesses, and sometimes startups. But they do it with research, not just a hunch. So here's my challenge to you. Dedicate even 30 minutes a week to learning something new about money. Read a financial book. Watch a documentary on investing. Join a workshop. Listen to a finance podcast during your commute. Because knowledge, that's an investment with infinite returns. Habit number 5. Build multiple streams of income. Here's the reality. If you have just one paycheck, you're one job loss away from financial stress. Millionaires know this. They diversify their income. Time magazine listed this as one of the core financial habits of the wealthy, and Investopedia emphasizes having your main job, side hustles, investments, real estate income, dividends, even digital products like courses. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you work your 9 to 5, bringing in $5,000 a month, but on the side, you freelance for an extra $500, earn $200 in dividends, rent out a property for $1,000. Now your income isn't $5,000, it's $6,700 a month. That's extra money to invest, save, and grow. And guess what? That's how wealth accelerates. More income means more savings. More savings means more investing. More investing means more freedom. So start brainstorming. What skills can you monetize? What investments can you start, even small ones? So let's recap. Here are the 5 money habits of millionaires. Live below your means and budget like a pro. Automate your savings and invest consistently. Delay gratification, avoid impulse spending. Commit to lifelong learning and take smart risks. Build multiple streams of income. These habits, they're not complicated, but they're powerful because wealth doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from thousands of small, smart decisions made daily. So my question for you, which habit are you starting with? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your plan. Subscribe to Hank 5 Talk for more talk about money. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay disciplined, stay consistent, and stay wealthy.